Game number 4, Bomber versus JaeDong. King Sejong Station is the fourth map at the WEC Qualifier, and if Bomber wins it now, he is going to be the second player to qualify from Korea for the main tournament. All the way to the top left, we have the Dong. Down one game in the best of 5 series. It's a 1-2. And starting to the bottom right, we currently have his opponent. It is Bomber. Bomber here in blue once more. He needs another map win to pull it off. He has 2 maps now to achieve that, 2 match points to take it and then advance to the WEC, to the World Esports Championship. So let's find out if Bomber is able to pull that off, or if JaeDong is starting another comeback, brings us into the 5th game and can maybe even bring it home then. We have apparently once more for the Zerg player start with the 15 hatch here. Wouldn't really be a surprise. No, it's actually the 15 pool this time. 15 pool for JaeDong against Bomber's barracks opening. Not going to take any big chances here, but let's see if he's going to get the gas like he did in game number 2, or if he's just foregoing that once again with his build. So for now we have him in actually a pretty cool spot in that tournament. Last game, for a long time, he didn't really see that 4th base. Never really saw that there was additional income for JaeDong. Was trying to find that, but with the cross position, he was really struggling against to really put some pressure on JaeDong, at least initially. Later on, he did that very, very well. Really great there, and Bomber just like once again absolutely doing a great job with like splitting his units, moving in, getting his macro up to. His production was just absolutely on par. He was just sometimes a bit thrown off by JaeDong's counter aggression. The Muralisk flybys that we had there, Zerglings running into the main base, doing damage against the production, being split, Widowmines try to take care of that, but we also had a lot of Banelings and Zerglings being borrowed and then being used later on again. So good job with that, distracting Bomber, but in the end it just was not enough. The unit composition that we saw here for him just didn't really cut it in the end, especially once Bomber was able to force the creep back a little bit farther. So for now we have the expansion here for Bomber. We don't see any early rebirths. We have him going from barracks into expand, taking the gas later than that. Double gas taken actually for him. And JaeDong playing it super safe this time, heading into a style where we see him not only with the pool first, but then going into the hatch, and therefore just playing this super safe. In most of the other games, I think in all of the games that we saw from him so far, disregarding maps, we had him straight with the hatch first. Apparently this time he doesn't really feel like that. Has the queen therefore out a bit faster and is also safe against any kind of early aggression. And he is someone who played it very safe. We've been talking about that second overlord like a lot already, and he always keeps that close to home because he wants to make sure that he sees what's coming in. Zerglings trying to just sneak past. And have a look here, the Overlord is in position to at least see the bunker there, and also the expand. Not really too much that he can do about that, at least not yet. In the main base, with the double gas, he can of course initiate the attack into Factory 2. Gonna see those Hellions again to keep the creep back, and most of the games that we saw from Bomber so far in this matchup, he did that very, very well. I mean, right now we have for him also gas taken, double gas actually taken for JaeDong now, at the natural. Trying that right away, and both of them just chilling for now. Bomber, so far, had to deal with an early base, early 3rd base for JaeDong every single time. All of those games, JaeDong went for the base or the 3rd base at the 6-minute mark. To do this here, it's pretty much exposed. You have to be really careful with how your opponent is going to use the Hellions. So we might actually see him take that a lot later than that. For the Terran player, it is the 3rd CC on the high ground. Pretty difficult to scout for Bomber, for JaeDong. He has one Overlord over here that might be able to move in and take that. Depends all on if you're going to see a Marine over here trying to just intercept this. From the left side, there's no real angle when you can send that Overlord in. So most of the times we have that second Overlord right here, making sure that you also get a bit of an idea of what's going on in that area. But well, as you can see, no 3rd base yet. It is a Roach one. Whoa, interesting. So far we haven't seen any Roach aggression from JaeDong at all. Not a single Roach one in all of these games. On a map like King Sejong Station, kind of also makes a bit of sense if you just want to have the few Roaches to be a bit more, to help out against the Hellions. And there's of course always the threat of your opponent using the Hellbats again, which Bomber already used once. That was, by the way, the game that he lost against JaeDong's defense. But we could also see him with a completely different composition. With the +1 attack upgrade already started, it looks more and more like it's going to be Roach Hydra. Roach Hydra is going to be quite interesting to see how that plays out, because Bomber is pretty good at dropping, and Roach Hydra has one big weakness, and that's drop play. That's a player or an opponent that's very fast with his drops, that has good multitasking, and is just trying to exploit the fact that you're not going to have Mutalisks to really deal with the Medivacs. So if JaeDong really goes for that, then we are in for a bit of a treat here, I guess, because he knows all of that too. But he must feel pretty confident they can pull it off regardless if he really wants to go for it. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. So far he didn't really commit to anything here. We have him with 11 drones on the way. He could also just go for like and pull a bit of a Snoot and just go into that Swarm Host style that we saw from Snoot at the Gfinity G3, where he did a really good job against Terran players, taking down MMA amongst others. The Overlord all the way here, still not moving in, by the way. The second one, there's an Overseer that's going to spot what's happening now. I love the creep spread down here, the ramp, by the way. That will allow him to see exactly what's happening with the debris. If he, and also, of course, the not fourth, but that base, if he wants to get that at some point. Overseer and Overlords are starting to get a bit more of a glimpse what's happening in Terran player's main base to get a good read here. There's a lot of Roaches that he's basically getting now with a +1 attack upgrade. Banshee is very unlikely to do a lot of damage, especially since there is no cloak for him. We have a nice block here down at the third base. I really like that. JaeDong is starting to lose a few of his Overlords since the Viking is on the prowl now. The Viking is also going to take this one down. Now it's actually 2 Marines that he sends in. But yeah, that's not going to be too bad. Did he actually kill that Banshee? No. Okay, so where is it? Where did the Banshee escape to? I was like, no way he killed that. Okay, it's up here at the top. So killed the Banshee, and the Roaches are actually just going for it. +1 attack. Okay, was he trying to hit? How many Roaches does he have? 18. He was trying to hit a 1-1 timing there. Like, he only got the attack upgrade. The armor upgrade is now on the way, and the upgrade also for the melee units. He moves in with the Roaches and doesn't. Wow, Bomber does have nothing down here. That Banshee is a far way off, and he gets both of the engineering base if he wants them. Like, if there was more of a 1-1 timing, then JaeDong definitely forgot his armor upgrade, but the Roaches alone already do a lot of damage. Bomber apparently did not see that coming at all. Like, not at all. He has nothing. How is Bomber absolutely nothing? Sorry, I didn't catch on to that in time. I mean, I really expected him to have a lot more than that. And with the Banshees here, you usually see that also coming. Have the Scout in the main base and go for it, but he's losing now Harvesters too. Viking in Assault mode. Marines are moving in as well with the Stim upgrade now being done. But the upgrades alone, losing those is a pretty big deal. 8 Harvesters killed. He lost the Banshee in the end, I guess, when he was trying to fly down. The Queens intercepted it. But yeah, he didn't lose a whole lot. JaeDong, that is. And Bomber, it's more about the structures that he lost there. Supply depots, extractors, and of course those engineering base. Like, that is a pretty big deal. No upgrades for him right now. Not even the structures to get those upgrades. Like, that's bad news. That's really, really bad news. And here comes the transition into Spire and Lingmuir Baneling. Double upgrades now from the ground already, and we have the speed upgrade for the Overlords to just keep on track what's happening there, maybe even spawn, put more creep in, but we have the Vikings still in the game, so he has to be careful with that. And Bomber's just YOLOing the SCVs across the map. There's no Baneling nest yet. There is the Baneling nest. There, just finished. There we go. 9 Banelings are being built. This should not work for Bomber. With Banelings in the picture, this should not work. Speed is not done, but that's a really good creep spread. Look at this minimap. The creep spread is absolutely great. Banelings on the way. If he gets the Banelings in there, if he can buy himself the time, there they come. Banelings moving in, and well, goodbye. Goodbye SCVs, goodbye Marines, goodbye Bomber. He loses everything there. JaeDong is moving in, going for the kill here. 17 Harvesters left. JaeDong has more worker supply than Bomber has total supply right now, and there it is. The GG is called, and we are going to see game number 5 between JaeDong and Bomber.